Hello there everybody and welcome back to Movie Squirm. Today I'm going to be reviewing the 2024 film Smile 2, and this is directed by Parker Finn and stars Naomi Scott. A global pop star intending to reignite her career starts to become overwhelmed with inexplicable and horrific events. Now I really like Smile that we got a couple of years ago. I know people are mixed on that movie. I hear a lot of hate for it, saying it's a terrible modern horror movie and stuff. But I really liked it, and it was quite a nice surprise for 2022. I must admit, I thought we were going to get another generic horror movie full of cheap jump scares and stuff like that. But I thought it was quite a clever film. It did follow a pretty similar formula to It Follows, but it done enough to make it its own, especially with all these characters and their creepy smiles appearing all over the place. And when Smile 2 was announced, I thought, do we really need this movie? I mean, it just feels like we've only just got the first one, and are they just cashing in on something that done particularly well? Is there going to be enough story to tell here to verify this sequel's existence, let's say? But to have the main character here in this huge pop star who is a famous face, who is always in the public eye, they give the movie a little bit of an interesting take, because she is always being watched when she's freaking out, or these people who are smiling towards her are walking towards her and stuff, and she doesn't know what to do. But the people in the public eye, or who are fans gathering or watching her on stage, can't actually see this. Only she can. And it's always interesting to see how people react when she is absolutely freaking out or trying to remain calm, but she knows she can't. And I just thought that was a nice little direction to go in. And I think the movie really does deal with the subject of being this famous celebrity, always in the public eye, quite well, actually. I mean, you are paid handsomely, of course, but the demands that come with that, you are constantly on the move, you are constantly, being put out there, and one wrong move can give you so much bad publicity. There's paparazzi and fans surrounding you everywhere you go. And our main character, Sky Riley, has to deal with all that. But once this kind of entity comes into her life, with seeing all these smiling people, it just makes the situation 100 times worse. And as it gets even worse day by day, she is going down a downward spiraling path of madness. And it's absolutely insane to see her character seemingly go off the rails and absolutely crazy. And Naomi Scott absolutely killed it here as Sky Riley. There is a lot being asked of this actress in this movie. She has got to show so much range here. I mean, she's got to be this smiling pop star who's always happy and joyful and smiling at the camera all the time. And whoever done her hairstyling, well done. That was a great choice, because she really does pull off the pop star image here. I think she works wonderfully on screen in this movie, but she's got to act sad sometimes. I mean, she's dealing with a lot of grief from her past. She's not the perfect character in any sense. She's not this perfect protagonist who so happens to come across this horrifying event in her life that won't leave her. She kind of reminded me of the main protagonist from The Evil Dead, where there's a lot of trouble past here and there. And, I like it when we have them characters. They seem more relatable, because no one is perfect, of course. But she's got to deal with all that sadness and emotion there. She's got to get angry at times. And sometimes in this movie, she's just absolutely lashing out at people. But my God, you're just like, holy shit, would not mess with this woman whatsoever. But my favorite part of her character was when she was actually in shock, or she was horrified at what she was seeing in front of her. When these sort of smiling humans, or are they humans? These smiling people are surrounding her, and it's quite scary to look at. Her face tells 1,000 words. I mean, she really pulled off this person who looked terrified. But you really see her as a viewer as feeling sorry for her, because she really does feel like she is going crazy. She's going off the rails, and you really want her to get better and beat this damn thing. And when we see there might be a way around it, you really want to do champion her, really. But her character really reminded me of Helen, of Bernard Rose's 1992's Candyman. In that movie, she makes a little bit of a mistake, and this sort of supernatural force in Candyman attaches himself to her, and she's just going down this path that she can't get out of, and everything is going wrong for her. And that's what it really felt like here with Naomi Scott's character, Sky Riley. I just got them similar vibes, and the movie, like Candyman, pulls it off so well, where you're just like, oh my god, things are just getting so worse, and you really want to just jump through the screen and give her a hug, really, because you feel so bad for her. But for me, this is one of the best performances in a horror movie this year, or to be honest, in any movie. I thought she was absolutely fantastic in this film. She is the best thing about Smile 2, in my opinion, but there are so many other great things going for it when it comes to the horror, of course. Now, there's quite a few jump scares in this movie, and I think the most I ever jumped at the cinema was with the first Smile movie. I'm glad to say that Parker Finn carries that over here, where there are some jump scares where I couldn't telegraph them at all. I can usually see them coming a mile off in these generic horror movies, but here, no, a few times, man, I was jumping out my skin. So well done to Parker Finn for pulling that off. But my god, man, it's not just the jump scares that he gets right here. There is so much nice camera work and direction here. I mean, think he's definitely upped his game from the first movie. I mean, there was so many lovely shots to look at. The effort was there. I mean, he's just got an eye for the camera, especially in the opening scene, man. I can't believe how he actually pulled that off. I thought that was brilliant. No spoilers or anything like that, but it happens in the first 5 minutes, and I was like, holy shit, man, that was a great shot to capture that. Also, there is a moment where two characters are arguing in a car, and it's a very simple camera trick, but it kind of sits in between the two of them and goes left to right as they argue with each other. And it just totally worked. You know, it felt like you were right in the middle of that conversation. And yeah, just a nice little touch, I suppose. But one of my favorite shots in the entire film was a moment where our main character is in her apartment and there's a bunch of people surrounding her. I'm not going to say too much more than that, but it is so well choreographed, the way he pulls this scene off. And it was actually making my skin crawl because I was like, holy shit, where is this going? So yeah, another part of the movie that isn't necessarily a jump scare, but he still sends shivers up your spine with what he's going for, with the imagery that is on screen. But one of the best things Parker Finn was able to pull off here was how he is fucking with the viewer's head. Now, our main character, Sky Riley, obviously she's kind of feeling like she's going a little bit crazy here. She's seeing things left, right, and centre. And Parker Finn sort of puts you in his shoes at times, because I was kind of like, okay, what's reality here? What isn't? But it's not just as simple as that. Parker Finn sort of takes you on this roller coaster with her, and you're kind of like that at the end. At the end of it, you're kind of like, holy shit, man, I don't know where this is going next, but I'm loving it. Now, this isn't something I usually like in my horror too much, but there were some comedic moments thrown in here and there, and they absolutely worked. They just lightened the very dark tone a little bit when they needed to, but there aren't too many. They're just thrown in at all the right moments. And me and my wife turned to each other a couple of times and just laughed, saying, how funny was that? Because they are really done very well, but they're only lasting seconds, and then we're straight back into the horror. So that is something that definitely worked for me in this movie. I've got to say as well, the sound design here was awesome. I've got to admit, I'm not a huge fan of the score, but the sound design and all these moments, especially involving the horror and the creepy elements of the film, just totally coerced and worked so wonderfully together. However, guys, as much as I did like this movie, my one big gaping flaw with it is that it didn't do really anything that the first movie didn't do. I mean, it felt like we'd been here before. It doesn't expand the lore too much. It gives one or two little few ideas how to deal with this damn thing. But overall, it felt like a movie that I'd already seen. And it didn't bring too much more to validate itself as a sequel. But how can I sit here saying I enjoyed the film and then say we didn't need the sequel? I mean, I can't say that, can I? Because I did really enjoy the movie. But in terms of story, you're not going to get too much more here. than you got in the first one. I'm just going to go ahead and rate this movie now, guys. I'm going to give Smile 2 an 8 out of 10. This is a really fun horror movie for this year, and with the visuals, directing, and the performance from Naomi Scott, it's definitely worth checking out, especially if you like the first. Okay guys, at the end of these reviews, I always like to leave a little fun fact. Now, a fun fact for Smile 2 is that Naomi Scott based her character on Lady Gaga, and she does perform most of her own songs in this movie, and you can actually buy them on iTunes, I believe. I mean, they were songs that were made for this film, so yeah, I just thought I could let you guys know that. Okay guys, hope you all enjoyed this review. If you want more 2024 horror movie reviews, they will be in the link down below. Please give this video a like and subscribe to this channel if horror is your sort of thing. Thanks so much guys, you take care, and I'll see you all in the next video.